Those of us who founded CAST worked in a hospital-based multidisciplinary clinic to assess learning issues, kids who had challenges. And it was one of those typical clinics where the kids would see a bunch of different specialists, and we would put together these lengthy reports and make recommendations for how they could, be better served. After a couple of years of doing this, we were feeling that the recommendations we were making were not really that strong and weren't helping the kids. And the kids were kind of passive participants in this. They maybe something changed around them or they got a diagnosis, but we weren't really seeing a big change in their lives and we weren't really helping them enough.
We would have meetings about how do we do that job better. At that time, computers were just coming into people's lives. It was still very early. We began to encourage people within the clinic to word process their reports, which was still a new idea then. That got us interested in what these new personal machines could do. So we met really around what could we recommend? What could we suggest to people who came for evaluations that they might do with these computers to help the kids we were seeing. At that time, there was very little known about that, so we formed an interest group to talk about how to use computers to make better recommendations for the students we were evaluating.
We got thinking, well, what if we gave tools to these kids rather than, diagnose them and do something around them, but give them something that can actually enable them to do more? And very quickly got the idea of empowering them, scaffolding their areas of weakness so that in fact their abilities become amplified by having tools, which is a very big change for them. Immediately our first thing was, okay, so enable the kid to create something. So with a child who had dyslexia, we would have them create something visual. The very first day they were there, they would create an image or a banner or something and print it and have it in their hand and take it home. And so that it was very early. How can we empower them? How can we just use these tools to level the playing field, essentially? It was always a lab. It was always a place to observe, learn, and then at that time, how can we use this information to help software developers improve their software? Or how can we help teachers serve the kids better? But it was always that we were working with them and observing at the same time and learning from that.